scene.
Of course you're talking about David Blaine, aren't you?
Yes. I am.
Okay, he's now 14 hours into his latest stunt called Vertigo. This involves standing on top of a 100-foot pole in the middle of New York. His challenge is to stay there for a total of 35 hours. This is what happened yesterday. The international man of mystery has always been one for death-defying stunts. Some say his stunts are easy tricks and just plain hoaxes, but there's a lot more to this one, according to the man himself.
I think the standing part plus the jumping combination will be the tough part, but to understand the difficulty, just stand in one place for a couple of hours and then multiply that by 35 hours. Don't even think about the height. Just stand in one place and you'll feel it.
He's still got over 10 hours to go without the benefit of any safety net, airbag or toilet. And when his time's up, he'll plunge off the pole with only cardboard boxes to break his fall.
I don't think I can do it. No, I get too nervous for that. You know, everything is the mind, you know. Well, he's going to make it. David's going to do it.
Even then, the stunt won't be over, because once he's hit the ground, the cult magician will try to fake his own death by dramatically slowing his pulse through meditation. Hoax, tricks, or whatever you want to call it, this is TV magic we should have more of.
Well, it's quite impressive. Does he have anything up there to sort of help him out if things get a bit tricky?
Nothing too exciting. He does have grips to hold on to in case there are gale force winds on top of the pole. And although he doesn't have a toilet, I can tell you he has a catheter. So there you go. Yesterday, David said his chance of survival, he reckons, are about 80%. Now, you can see the whole show and what happens when he jumps off into the cardboard boxes and fakes his own death, yada, 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 in about, on Sunday on satellite telly and on BBC in a couple of weeks. Saying it's not really magic. What do you reckon?
Well, I think it's a very good promotional stunt, but I was stuck on a bus in Indonesia for 30 hours, not knowing where I was going and without food or water. So I don't know. It doesn't measure up to what I thought it might have been.
Now, if you're calling it maybe a bit of a promotional stunt on David's part, what do you think he's promoting? Why would he do something like that, just to become more famous? Is he big into the fame?
No, he's promoting his television special, because that's how he ended his special. The last 10 minutes, or actually throughout his entire TV special, was footage of him standing on the pole. So that was a big hook for viewers to watch his special.
Okay, and you're quite friendly with him, are you?
Yeah, no, I've known him for over 12 years. We've worked on things together, and I've known him a long time.
So do you know, I mean, he knows your take on it, you're not really impressed with what he's getting up to, yeah?
I'm just telling you my take. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I think the normal individual is probably more impressed. I mean, I'm sort of in the
you're in the know.
I'm in the field. I'm in the know, so it's like you're asking me if the same trick that we might do, if I'm impressed by it, So
well, Ben,
so
if you're sorry, go on.
Yep. No, I mean, it wasn't that much of an endurance test, I would say.
Yeah, so if you're in the know, exactly how did you do it? Was there such a big deal about it, or was it just as simple as And were the boxes concealing a big mattress? We want to know.
It actually, yes. I mean, there were some things in there. I mean, it was a good fall, but he had little crutches to hold onto when he was standing on the pole.
Sure. Okay, well, we want to be impressed by you now, Ben. Have you got a magic trick for us? We can't let you go without a trick.
Let's try one right now. I want you to name a card. Just think of a card and name it. Just any card.
To say it to you, yeah?
Yeah, just say it.
Okay,
yeah.
Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. Okay, I want you to watch very closely. I'm going to take this deck of cards. You ready?
Yeah.
Look, one card is folded up. You said the Queen of Diamonds?
No, Queen of Hearts.
Oh, take a look.
Okay, how did he do that?
Oh my God! Oh, quite impressive. I thought it'd been a bit more impressive if he'd managed to get it to land on the desk here in London.
All right, that's an endurance feat.
I wanted it to appear in my shoe, Ben.
You know what I did? I had 52 cards down in my stomach.
Uh-huh.
and I was holding them for 36 hours.
Ben, have you heard of the concept, Ben? Can I quickly butt in? Have you heard of the concept that friends stick together and support each other? Do you think David Blaine is really a friend of yours? You've just dished his whole 36-hour stunt.
No, come on, I didn't really diss his stunt. He's, you know, you asked me what I thought. I think it's good. It was okay. It was all right.
Ben, thanks a million for
But
chatting
I have
to
to
us.
be honest.
We love your trick. It's much better than the pole thing. Thanks a million.
Okay.
I'm going to work
See
on
you
that
now.
one. Liz, pick a script, any script in the running order.
Okay, go
Just
on.
say, the faux pas. I'll do it while you're doing... Colin's got a panel to discuss it. While we're doing that, I'm going to practice my trick of swallowing a piece of paper.
I've disappeared 3 times. How long it took you to throw to me?
What
Let me
were
tell
you
you.
laughing at me?
I'll tell you in a second. Right, you've heard the view from New York, but what do the experts think? John's a magician, and he said, pick a card, any card. He goes, Queen of Hearts. Liz goes, Queen of Hearts. He goes, thank you.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
That's
No, he's
so
not. No, he's not.
obvious because I'm a girl and, you know.
So the trick
What
wouldn't have
was
worked
it?
if she
What
said
made you
nine
know
of
his
spades.
trick before he even did it? He literally turned around. As soon as he said pick a card, John, a magician, just went, Queen of Hearts, thank
So
you.
you knew he had the Queen of Hearts in his mouth already?
No, I'm just good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Colin,
Carry on.
brilliant. Well,
Tell us
listen,
about the panel.
Well, John's a magician, Tim's an illusionist, a magician as well, and Jason's a stuntman. I want to come to you first, Jason.
Okay.
Surely with David Blaine did Vertigo up a pole, was it not more of a stunt, endurance?
Yeah, I'd definitely say it was more of a stunt than an actual magic trick or an illusion or anything. But for him to actually stand up there for that period of time and then still have the concentration at the end of 36 hours to do a high fall of that height, you know, I'll take my hat off to him. So.
And from your point of view as a magician, well, there's no real trickery involved in this, is there?
I mean, as far as I can see, there's no real trickery, but for that sort of thing, there doesn't have to be. I mean, there could have been a lot of stuff he could have done once he was in, landed in the boxes. But to actually stand up there, as was said, it's more of a mental thing than anything, a magic trick as such.
Okay. And from an illusionist point of view, that thing maybe doesn't faze you, but where do you think it sits along with the other stunts that he's
I
carried
think
out?
it's fantastic. I think publicity-wise, it's a very, very good trick. It's set himself up for all the other tricks to carry on. It's great for publicity. I think it's fantastic. I mean, technically, magically, it's not technically a magic trick, but like Houdini, he was went for publicity, and that's what he's done.
Well, is that what David Blaine brings to the show? Is it the way he does it? Is it a public image? Is it as much PR as anything else?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what it's all about. I mean, what David Blaine is actually doing is very good for magic. I mean, the magic circle is more popular than ever with young people getting into magic, and magicians are all benefiting from the publicity that David Blaine's giving it.
Can I ask you a question? David Copperfield and other magicians like that were saying of him, he's like any guy who has a tenner in his pocket and can go into a magician's shop. His tricks are really not that impressive. He just sort of glamorizes it with all these big events and these big press calls. What do you think about that? I mean, you guys understand magic a lot more than we do, but even the public are sort of going, it's very glamorized. What do you reckon about that?
I mean, from my point of view, is the magic isn't the important thing. If you go, we like David Blaine, then that's the important thing. I mean, talent and publicity aren't the same thing.
Sure.
Can I ask a very brief question?
No,
What I wanted to know is, was he risking his life?
Well, I think anybody that jumps off something that high is risking their life. I mean, I think obviously you can prepare for it as much as you can, but there's always a risk.
Yeah, but when I was 14, I used to drink 6 cans of beer and jump off heights like that all the time, and there wasn't even any boxes down the bottom.
Well, then you're risking your life.
Exactly. Very quickly, Mark's out 10 because we know John's going to do a magic trick for us.
10 out of 10 for the high fall.
Okay. So that's the stuntman's point of view, the illusionist point of
I
view.
think 10 out of 10. I like David Blaine.
And the magician's
9 out
point
of
view.
10 because the leg was a bit off angle.
Excellent. We
But
should have
pretty
got
good.
you cards for that.
Pretty
yeah,
good.
it wasn't the best fall ever. We've seen better falls than that. And it wasn't one cardboard box as it was made out.
If it was
like
one cardboard
18
box,
feet, wasn't it?
Aiming to one cardboard box, I think that would have been impressive.
There was
I
an
think that guy was a
airbag
bit
in
unfair,
concealed,
though.
I'm
Yeah.
convinced.
In America.
Well, thanks very much for coming in. We'll
Pleasure.
save the magic trick to later.
Absolutely.
Because we just got to throw back this, but thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
We're going to show top 3 tricks.
Pleasure.
Fabulous.
Thanks for that.
I need to ask you later what the difference is between a magician and an illusionist, but we'll talk about that later. Today, in our phone poll, we're asking you to vote for your favorite David Blaine stunt. Here are the 3 we would like you to consider. Now, first, There was the occasion 2 years ago when Blaine spent 62 hours encased between two frozen blocks of ice in New York's Times Square. If you want to vote for the ice stunt, phone this number, 0900 111 4401. That's 0900 111 4401. But maybe you think his 1999 stunt when he spent 7 days and nights buried alive in a see-through coffin was even more impressive. 100,000 people showed up to see him unearthed. Very interesting altogether. Call this number if you think the coffin stunt was the best. That's 0900 111 4402 to vote for the coffin stunt. Now, the final is the pole stunt, the final stunt that we're going to ask you to vote for, which of course is the most recent. David Blaine spent almost 2 days and 2 nights on top of a 100-foot pole without any food, water or sleep. He then dived off into a pile of cardboard boxes. If you're impressed, we want you to call this number, 0900 111 4403. That's 0900 111 4403. And if you're still puzzling over which stunt to vote for, here are the 3 phone vote numbers again. We'll update you on the results later in the programme. Results.
So there they are. Don't forget that you can see a special programme this Sunday on Sky 1 at 9 p.m. and that's called David Blaine's Vertigo.
Mark, thank you. Good morning. It's Thursday, the 23rd of May. Here are the 6 stories you need to know. As you heard Mark saying, even magic hurts. David Blaine has crashed back down to earth by leaping off the 80-foot pillar he'd been standing on top of for nearly 35 hours. Thousands of fans gathered in New York to see Blaine jump from the pole onto a pile of cardboard boxes. He went without food and had minimal amounts of water during the stunt. And the illusionist only had 2 handles to hold on to if it got windy.
This is the moment when David Blaine finally dived off the 80-foot pole that he's been standing on for just under 35 hours. After all the build-up, it was over in seconds. Stagehands scrambled through cardboard boxes to get to Blaine, who made the jump without a safety net. He emerged looking shaken but together and told waiting crowds, God bless peace.
Thank every last one of you, and this is just the beginning. God bless all of us. Peace, everyone.
Thousands turned up to watch him make the leap after hours of waiting in near-freezing conditions. Since he was winched onto the platform on Wednesday, the incredible feat of human endurance has seen him forgo food and drink. He's also been forced to use a catheter while he stood on a platform the size of a pizza, 10 stories above the ground, with no safety net before finally taking the plunge. Well, we've heard the view from New York, but what do the experts here think? We've convened a special Rise panel to give us their verdict. With me now are magician John Allen, illusionist Tim Sate, and stuntman Jason Hundred. You're very welcome onto Rise.
Thank you.
Jason, can I come to you first and ask you, that was more of a stunt than
Yeah, definitely.
a magic trick?
I mean, it wasn't an illusion, it wasn't a magic trick, it was definitely a stunt. So,
How do you rate it with regards to what you get up to?
I mean, you've got to take your hat off to the guy. He stood on top of that tower for 36 hours. It's going to be physically and mentally hard to keep yourself composed for that length of time. And then to do the high fall after that, you know, great.
Yeah, excellent. And John, you're an illusionist. How do you rate David with regards to the tricks that he does? Is it more magic? Is it more illusions?
I mean, what he does is sort of an illusion, as in it's not what you think it is. I mean, that, as Jason said, was a stunt.
But the other stuff that he does?
The other stuff he does.
Elevation and...
Yeah, I mean, what he's done is he's encompassed the medium of television. I mean, Harry Houdini was doing it back in the 1900s, where newspapers were big. He could get on the front page of newspapers. David Blaine's figured out the best way to get on TV and the internet, and you know, good luck to him.
So as a magician, would you hope to get to that certain level of fame? And
I'd like to be able, I wouldn't like to jump off something like that. I'd like to be able to do it just doing magic or shows or something. But
Sure.
I think publicity-wise, a very, very good idea, very clever.
what's the difference between an illusionist and a magician?
I think an illusionist can charge about 30% more.
That's what it boils down to. really.
That's what it boils down to. But no, I mean, illusions are generally the larger scale things, like making an aeroplane disappear.
So you can charge more for that.
You can charge more for that than I mean, a plane costs more than a pack of cards.
Fair enough. Marks out of 10 for David Blaine's effort.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It was pretty amazing, wasn't it? What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
10 out of 10. As a stuntman,
Definitely
Jason?
10 out of 10.
10 out of
Yeah.
Someone that's not trained in that completely. I mean, he's obviously had training to do that particular high fall, but 10 out of 10.
well impressed, you guys. Full marks from the Rise panel, not bad. Before we leave you go, we want to see a trick. Go on, impress us.
You want to go first, John?
I like the go and then
Especially
impress
waiting.
us.
No,
Go on
with
then,
open
impress us.
arms. Go on.
Okay. You might want to have a look in your back pocket, by the way, just before I start.
Good grief.
There we go. Little present for you there.
How did that?
Sorry about that.
That was Colin.
All the way from New York. All right.
Okay.
Just very quickly. A lot of people, when they get the money, a lot of things can actually go wrong. It gets torn, it gets all messed up. But the good thing about being a magician is that you can actually put it all the way back together again.
Are we seeing that close up? Oh, great.
Stuff.
For the folks at home, what David Blaine did is he actually did something with his heart, didn't he?
He did
His heart
indeed.
out. I'd like to do some body magic for you, so I'd like you to feel my ear. Just feel it.
Anytime.
No, watch it. Just feel it. Is it normal?
Yes.
Yeah, you're enjoying that, aren't you?
I
can
am.
see.
Can I
Now
do it again?
watch my ear. Watch. Come closely on my ear. I'm just going to put my thumb through my ear. Now watch. Here we go. Look. Does it look my thumb is through your ear? Would you like to put your finger in there? John.
Oh.
Body magic. That's what we do. That's one different type
impressed.
of magic.
Very good. Thank you very much
we have
for
a
joining us
stunt?
on Rise.
Can we have a stunt as well?
Oh, do we have a stunt? Go on. Oh,
Do a fall.
We've got no matting, so...
Okay, I'm going to set you on light as we go into the break. Is that all right? And let's be update on that phone poll we've been taking, asking you which of David Blaine's tricks you think is the best. 31% thought that when he encased himself in ice, it couldn't be beaten. 36% of you went for when he was buried alive for 7 days in a see-through coffin, and 33% think his latest Vertigo is the best.
so the coffin has it.
I agree on that.
Kirsty?
Very eerie.